Okay, guys, I think I will start now. So thank you all so much for joining us here today. Díomh Corja agus Fáilte. Thank you for joining us. If this is your first time joining one of our industry webinars, welcome. And if it's not, welcome back. So my name is Katie Daly and I am the owner of Katie Daly's Ireland. We are an Ireland destination specialist that captures the Irish people, Ireland and its experiences in carefully handcrafted, custom-made, unique tours for individuals and small groups. I'm joined here today by my own colleague in Ireland who is zooming in from the heart of Ireland's ancient East, Jane Mccloy, who is product development with Katie Daly's Ireland based in Ireland. And I would also like to welcome Paul McDonough from Tourism Ireland in New York, and another industry colleague, Aoife Fee from Tourism Northern Ireland in Belfast, I believe. So thank you all for joining us. And I am also joined by three wonderful Embrace a Giant Spirit ambassadors that you will hear from in a few minutes. That is Mark Rogers from Dalriada Kingdom Tours, James E. Mccloy from Glencian Country Farm, and Caroline Wilson from Taste and Tour Northern Ireland. So before we go over to the folks in Ireland, I just really want to tell you a little bit about myself and my own company, for those of you that aren't familiar with the company. So I will go to my I like to call this my little resume. I am from Kells, the little town of Kells in County Meath, a very historical town in the heart of Ireland's ancient East. That's where I grew up. That's my home. That's a picture of the town that I grew up in the middle. And there's just some old snapshots, as I say, of where I was born and raised. I moved to New York in '94, so I'm actually longer living in New York City than I am in Ireland. But Ireland is very, very much where my heart is, as much as I love New York City. I like to think tourism is in my blood. That was my first little tour of the Ring of Kerry, my first personal family customized tour to Ireland with my family, and I think that picture is about 46 years old on the Ring of Kerry. So I'm a graduate of Dublin Institute of Technology. I have a Bachelor of Science in Tourism Marketing, and I've worked for the past 20 years in the industry in both the public and private sector. So I absolutely love what I do, and I'm very fortunate. I find myself very fortunate to be working in this wonderful industry. I know it may not feel quite so wonderful at the moment, but we do know that, like everything else in life, this too shall pass, and we will become stronger, I think, as a result of it. I hope so. So just to tell you a little bit about our company services, transport we deal with, so it's all private customized groups for individuals, private customized tour itineraries for individuals and small groups. For transport, we work very closely with the folks on the ground in Ireland in designing the itinerary. So the drivers will know a little bit about the clients in advance, so they're not just meeting them blindly at the airport. And we would work with the transport company as to what we can do, what fits in, and what would suit the clients best. We also deal with self-drive. Our accommodations will go from, it's mainly 4- and 5-star accommodations, so we will deal with like a number of hotel groups. We work very closely with Blue Book, with Original Irish Hotel, with Castles, the Castle Hotels. We would have done some Zoom presentation with a number of suppliers in Ireland too over the past few months. boutique style hotels, city centre locations, and bed and breakfast. So again, it's all really depends on what your clients are interested in. And we'll also work very closely, and more so going into 2021, with smaller, unique private tour experiences. So it's really, it's really my goal in starting the company a year ago, and in doing what I do, is really bringing local, authentic Irish experiences to my clients, and allowing our clients meet the local people on the ground in Ireland. I think for me, that's really what the whole Irish tourism product is all about. I think the people really make up the experience. So that's just a little bit about my company. I'm on all cross social media. If you don't already, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. My website, my contact information is there. And we are starting to work on 2021. If you have any clients at all that are looking to travel, obviously terms and conditions are a lot easier to work with. But if you do have clients looking to travel in 2021, we would be delighted to hear from you. So now I'm going to show you, before I introduce you to our folks in Ireland, I want to show you two beautiful videos that I feel will just give you a real sense of the part of Ireland that we're talking to you about today. So the first one is, well, I'll let you see for yourself, and then we can talk. Then I'm going to introduce the speakers. So thank you.
This is Northern Ireland. A land built by a giant spirit. A spirit you will feel and hold in your heart. Our giant spirit shines through everyone you'll meet. It's woven into our love of words and having a good laugh at a tall tale. An instant sense of us and your own sense of belonging. But your newfound spirit isn't new exactly. It's left a trail of footprints you can trace. From our ancient myths to our modern heroes. That giant spirit has always been here. It's just been waiting for you to embrace it. So embrace this land shaped by giant forces. The wind at your back, head in the clouds, and step across the wonder of it all. Our giant spirit beckons from our cobbled streets, drawing you in with yarns spun about titans, rumbling beats, a night's painted technicolor. This is a place where there's always a seat at our table, a brimming glass, and a bumper feast. Some old favorites, and one or two fresh twists. You'll hold our giant coast forever in your memory. Every twisting mile, each perfectly ragged cliff face, every sandy beach. Something starts here, a spark, a stirring. far from your own beaten track. You suddenly remember you too are an explorer, an embracer of life. Northern Ireland, a land built by a giant spirit. Let us awaken yours.
So before I bring on our next presenter, James Mccloy from Glencian Country Farm, I do want to show you this short little video just to give you a feel for this fantastic product, particularly for the area where Jamesy is.
Well, I'm fourth generation to be farming here. Our ground suits itself well to sheep, and that's what we farmed for years. The Spurn Mountains, where we're based, is really beautiful, a really high point. We can see Slieve Gallion, the Mourne Mountains in County Down on a good day. I try to give the warmest welcome in Ireland. So whenever they arrive, should it be one person, should it be 60 people, it's, right, come on over here and grab yourself a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and we'll have a chat here, and just give them that chance to meet an Irish Shepherd, experience something slightly more unique and slightly different. Some people are more interested in my heritage and what my day-to-day life's like, and there's other people just really love watching the dogs and petting the dogs and getting stuck in. At the moment we have 3 dogs. We have Moss, he's our 6-year-old male. Typical male, you have to tell him twice to get anything done. We have Tess, she's 4-year-old. She is a really, really good worker. Jess, our young pup, would be very, very shy, but is coming on leaps and bounds. My grandfather taught me how to shear with hand shears. It's hard work. Fairly quickly, I got on to the more modern method, the electric shears. If the shearing's part of what they want to see as well, we move across the shearing shed and talk them through the different breeds that we have, the different breeds that's out there, give them a chance to have a wee go in a safe environment. All these types of moments that we've put in place, anything tangible that they can touch, smell, see, hear, it taps into different types of memories. That's what's really cemented the memory of being a Glencian Country Farm for them. Glencian Country Farm embraces the giant bird from a few different standpoints. One being myself that runs it and has put my heart and soul into it, my big-heartedness. I think the Embrace the Giant Bird is to do with Northern Ireland's welcome. Wouldn't matter 10 years ago if someone had dropped in, come on to the house for a cup of tea. That's just the sort of people we are. It's the sort of community. It's the way we want to express ourselves and showcase ourselves to visitors from around the world. Well, I'm fourth generation.
So Jamesy, I'm going to hand it over to you now. I'm going to unmute you. You can unmute yourself. Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah, that's
okay.
Us.
And thank you, Jamesy.
Thanks, Katie. Hello, everyone. Hope you're keeping well. Thank you very much, Katie, for the invitation to take part in this webinar today. I really appreciate the opportunity to share with you all the details of my experience visitor attraction. Well, firstly, as I say to anyone who comes to visit us or chat about what we do, Giadich, August Fulcha, Go Farm Chia, Glencian. Hello and welcome to Glencian Country Farm. My name is James Mccloy. I am a 4th generation shepherd and I own and run my family hill farm. We're based in mountains in mid-Ulster, taking in panoramic views right across Northern Ireland. We are approximately 45 minutes from Derry, 50 minutes from Belfast and 55 minutes from the Giant's Causeway, and we're only 1 mile off the main route when travelling between Belfast to Derry, leaving us very quickly and easily located. So what is Glencian Country Farm? This is a new visitor attraction officially launched alongside the Embrace the Giant Bird unveiled in London
at the World Travel Market in November last year, and we aim to work mainly business to business. People get the opportunity to pre-book and join me in a private immersive experience, watching my sheepdogs demonstrating their skills, listening to my whistles, as they eventually moving them. I always say fingers crossed into the traditional wooden pens for visitors. Our main goal here is to provide quality memories and have a bit of crack, a bit of fun with the visitors, and really try and give them something to remember. As one of Tours in Northern Ireland's original chosen brand demonstrators, I'm very proud to be an ambassador for the new experience brand, Embrace the Giant Spirit. I believe I have restructured a new way of farming life for my family, and I want to share this with visitors from around the world, really helping to stretch their imagination while offering that message that this quality end-to-end visitor experience helps sustainability within the landscape and indeed our farm. It is this passion for my heritage and the place that I am proud to call home that is key with me connecting with my visitors, giving them that feeling of a warm embrace, if you like. It's an opportunity for them with the experience as they take in my authentic work and farm and meet me to discover more about my history and culture. I feel that myself and my experience, and I honestly say this humbly, has aligned itself in endorsing one of the key characteristics of our brand, big-heartedness. So to help you visualize the structure of this 45-minute experience, after welcoming them onto the farm, I explain to them exactly where they're standing within Northern Ireland. I take them on a journey pointing out Lough Neagh, surrounding distant mountains, and of course Flemish, where I tell the story of St Patrick, or patron saint of Ireland. Even after 1500 years of technology and farming evolution, we as shepherds still carry on certain traditions and heritage as he did back then. The guests can see the sheepdogs' birth and family generation pedigrees displayed on the wall with their photo and name, showing they also come from a long line of workers. After I give an insight about the dogs and their different personalities, visitors really enjoy meeting and petting the dogs because they get to feel like almost like they already know them. And they get so immersed. I always laugh at this. They always seem to get so immersed whenever they recognize and see these personalities shining through. Like Moss, for example, as I said in the video, our 6-year-old, I describe him as a typical male. You have to tell him twice to get anything done. And our Tess, our 4-year-old female dog, is such a keen, great worker. And they can see this as she jumps through the closed bars and they get into the field, standing attentive, just waiting on that first command to start work. Again, for me, I feel it's my natural ability to assess my guest reactions as this immersive experience flows. I have a main structure for this experience, but tailor and tweak it as I go along, forging new connections while paying attention to what the visitors are enjoying most. It is through this interaction of conversation and what a crack that visitors connect with me, and my stories reveal new perspectives and understandings of who we are as locals. Together we slow down the pace, help them feel part of something traditional and special, and as the sheepdogs are running in different directions and we're having a laugh, you can kind of quietly think to themselves, this is Ireland, this is what I pictured it like, and so much more, giving them that real rooted feeling, a sense of belonging, if you like. The second part of this experience, if they choose to book it, is shearing the wool. This lasts another 45 minutes approximately and takes them across to my barns where they get a chance to see more different breeds of sheep up close, whole baby lambs, witness a shearing demonstration using traditional hand shears and electric shears. As a contract shearer for over 20 years, I am confident to give visitors an opportunity to have a wee go in a safe controlled environment. I feel I have successfully unveiled a genuine Irish immersive experience available to anyone in the world of any culture or any age, whether it's one person or 60 people. With our newly built facilities, weather is a minor issue. Guests can always watch on in comfort. Even if the group can't understand our language very well, I can still tailor the experience to have a high visual impact and appeal as the sheepdogs are working with whistles and body language. I've worked hard to incorporate as many opportunities as possible for my guests to get involved with the fun, but only if they want to. Some of the visitors have laughed nearly harder watching somebody else having a go, to tell you the truth. These include petting the dogs, puppies, opening and closing gates, feeding lambs, catching young lambs, rolling the fleece, cutting through wool with the shears, anything that can be tangible, anything that can create that moment that positivity embeds in their memories. And all of these experiences are available all year round due to the efforts and tweaks of the management of our farm. Basically, we have opened the gates of our family farm to the world. This is not a circus act, nor a polished performance, but just a chance for visitors to see what's done on a day-to-day basis on a traditional sheep hill farm and make lasting memories with me. And when they leave, then they have their own stories to tell and retell to their family and friends back home. Do you remember that big shark we met in Ireland? God, I really enjoyed crack that day. I just can't believe the way the sheepdogs and him worked together. I would love to see that again. You should go and see it. I am so humbled and so blessed to have received feedback like this so far, and this really is our most important goal here, above and beyond anything else. I really hope to build a legacy here as an authentic attraction anchor within Mid-Ulster and create international appeal. I aim to reflect the quality of the Embrace the Giant Spirit brand, which I am, as I said, both humbled and excited to be part of. So thanks again to everyone for joining in tonight and listening in on what we do. So thank you very much. Thank you, Katie.
Thank you so much, Jamesy. And it's amazing, even in the animal kingdom, the women are the hard workers and the men, you have to tell them twice.
It never changes, Katie. It's just the way it is.
It changes. It's just amazing. But I think what captures me most is just the beauty of the area, apart from the dogs and everything else. But yeah, it's just it's a wonderful experience. So thank you again. And next, now I will go to Caroline from Taste and Tour Northern Ireland. So Caroline, tell us about everything that is on offer when our clients are ready to travel back to Belfast.
Hello everyone, and really hello from a very dark and rainy Belfast. It is 7 o'clock at night and I am so typically Belfast. It's not even funny because my internet reception is going to go if the rain gets as bad as it sounds outside. So if it does, I'll pass you over to Mark and you can hear from him, and then hopefully the rain will pass. So yes, again, very typical. I've put up a picture of me from years ago when I was slimmer and younger, and I'm using my old branding, but I do always wear black. I don't always, I wear navy. Those are my most colorful colors apart from white. The reason why is because my background is an attorney. So I was a lawyer for 15 years and I love to eat and drink and talk to people, which maybe doesn't surprise many people coming from where I come from. But the passion that I had then turned into something when I saw people visit Belfast and they were maybe going, do you know whenever you go to visit somewhere and instead of going left to the place that would change your life, they went right and then just ended up, sorry to say it if anybody loves it, but like in a, you know, just in a chain or something and going to the very average place rather than going to the place that they should have. Well, that's me on holiday. But I was watching people do that in my own city and it was breaking my heart. So I wanted to do something, and I'm not much into sports. So at the weekends, I started 6 years ago taking people around my city and getting them to see the places that I love to visit, meeting the people that I know along the way, and really getting to taste local produce so that they understood what food from Northern Ireland really was. Then 5 years ago, I decided to kick to the curb my legal career, much to my mother's worry and outcries, and decided to take up Taste and Tour and the Belfast Food Tour full time. So we've now got 18 guides, and the guides are as passionate and as crazy as me. and they are both hosts and experts in their, well, I call it a superpower. So I am into food, and I will tell you the story of the best butter maker in Ireland being dairy intolerant. And maybe they'll be the ones who'll tell you something else about our, well, I talk about spirits, but I mean our gin and our whiskey. And we've got lots of different things that we talk about along the way on our tours. We have 7 public tours for FITs to join. They range from the Belfast food tour right through to a whiskey walk, a gin jaunt. We've even a brunch tour that we've added lately. This is people obviously getting stuck into a little glass of stout in one of the oldest bars in the city. There's typically Belfast, we're fighting over who's got the oldest bar in the city, but you know, it's kind of a jovial thing. We then visit different venues. As I was saying, it's the oldest bars, and then we'll maybe visit Victorian food market from 1896, a deli from 1897, or you just saw a cheese shop which was open 2 years ago. That guy makes the best blue cheese in Ireland, and he now sells it to the French. And I'm not just saying that because he is 7 miles down the road, but you get to meet him in a silly hat in his shop, and he talks to you very passionately about his product. We've got a whole array of venues that we visit in our tours, which run really through the day and into the evening, and they are packed full of not only just great food and great drink, they are packed full of fun, but even more strangely, our public tours and strawberries. And I make people close their eyes and smell strawberries. The reason why is because if you just look at food, you don't really get the whole idea. And I promise you, when you smell strawberries that haven't been chilled in supermarkets, they taste a whole other, like in a whole other place. And they took this man right back to his childhood, but it takes everyone right back. And I don't know if you remember, Katie, but years and years ago, and Jamesy, they probably still do around you, you used to pull over on the side of the road to get your strawberries. And I remember that incredible smell of summer. And I hate it when people as well have strawberries at the wrong time of year. So you're getting, I'm going to stop talking about strawberries. What do I need to get on with? Our tours that are public tours, the strange part, as well as being packed full of the food and the history and the fun, is that they're full of locals. So when tourists, or as we like to call them, visitors, come on our tours, they get to meet other locals, and they can't believe they're getting to be maybe one of the very few tourists or visitors on the tours. This is my dog making silly noises beneath me. So as well as that, we run our group tours, and they are bespoke. So it just depends on how long you have, when you want to do it. We'll do, this is my business partner Phil showing you our branding, because he's in marketing and that's his job, and so he shows you his back. We will cover everything that you maybe have an interest in. As I said, lots of different tasting of seafood, or, well, this one particularly, this little special thing in the middle is dulse. If you've never come across dulse, you're very lucky people. It's disgusting, but my mother loves it, and it's incredibly good for you. So I tend to find that people who really like health foods really like this. It also has every trace vitamin that and mineral that a human being needs to exist. So it really is a superfood. Forget blueberries. I'm moving on because I know my time is going. We can do a tour for you over dinner. So instead of maybe going to one venue, we'll take you to 4 different venues, and then you can have your different courses in different venues, like a dining tour, and then maybe finish somewhere with a bit of traditional music at the end. We can do any size, and we can do all dietary requirements. We even deal with vegan non-drinkers, who are the best crack whenever you give them something that's just for them. On a vegan non-drinker, this food tour person will say goodbye. And yes, this is a grip. We like to take photos of the grips, and this is Commercial Court. That is one of the oldest parts of our city, and it's the most photographic or photogenic, as you can see. And yeah, this is whenever you could, you know, group into somewhere together and get a nice photo. But yeah, we just have lots of fun and taste lots of lovely food, and I think that's all we need to know.
Caroline, thank you so much. I'm going to ask you just a quick question while we're on it. How long would a typical food tour take in Belfast?
We can do it in, depending on the size of the group, and we'll do it nice and relaxed and leisurely, about 3.5 hours. And we'll visit 5 different venues. We would like to go on foot, because again, I really feel like you get to know the city properly if you're walking around with a local who'll maybe wave at people as they pass by, and you get to see the different bits of architecture and things as you go.
So, and I guess we're looking at smaller group sizes for next year too.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, super. Well, so people should come with comfortable walking shoes and come hungry, and they get and what a fabulous way to tour Belfast City, to meet all the local producers on the ground. So yeah, beautiful product. And thank you again, Caroline, for sharing your love and your passion with us. Thank you. So last but not least is Finn McCool himself. This is Mark Rogers from Daly Kingdom Tours, and he is a great colleague and a good friend, and I will now hand you over to Mark.
Thank you very much, Katie, and thank you for your kind words. It's very obvious why I'm here. Katie asked me to come along and bring down the average age of the presenters and to add a bit of glamour to the occasion. So I was delighted to do that. Thank you very much, Katie. Mightn't surprise you at all to know, folks, that I am a storyteller. I'm also a tour guide, and tour guiding for me is not a job, it's a way of life. I'm very blessed. It has been in our family for nearly 130 years. I was taught how to tour guide by my father-in-law, the late William John Purdy. His father taught him. Recently, I've had the privilege of teaching my son, Jimmy, and please don't tell my daughter, Chelsea, this, but I've already begun to teach my grandson, Owen, and he's only 5, so that'll give us 6 generations, so we're going to be about for a wee while longer. Giant's Causeway is the photograph. I'm standing there right in the middle of the Grand Causeway. That's a family home, folks. For me, it identifies me. It gives me a pride of place and a sense of self-worth. I belong there. I'm part of the Causeway. Our family heritage is there. And when I tour guide there, I really come alive, and I want to take you there to tell you the stories of it, to tell you about the people who helped to make it famous from the beginning of the Victorian era. We set the standards for tourism and hospitality in the Giant's Causeway. And when I tour there now, it is to pay homage to the families that did this before me and to continue the legacy of our own family. I have been the first guide in our family to expand what we do and to take it off the Giant's Causeway and to explore the fabulous Causeway coast. And Katie's going to flick through a few photographs along the route and admire.
If you want me to go back, let me know.
No, that's fine, Katie. Musselton Temple. You can see the railway track down below it is described as one of the top 5 railway journeys to do in the world. And the train just comes out of a dark tunnel and emerges onto this beach, and beyond that on the horizon is Donegal. And for Game of Thrones fans, you might recognise the beach. It was one of 26 filming scenes famously used by HBO. It really gave Northern Ireland another push up the ladder as being a tourist destination. It's a beautiful part of the world. And we'll skip through a few more. There we are, we're back home in the Causeway. Katie, what else have we got? Oh my, it wouldn't be Ireland without whiskey. 400 years plus, that's how long Bushmills has been producing what is the finest whiskey in the world, and the distillery again is on our doorstep. It's a unique place because, very similar to my own family, generation after generation of local people actually work here. And you can feel that as you're walking around. It has a real homely feel to the distillery. And we now like to take our guests to the distillery on daily tours that we do. Where have you got else, Katie? Dunluce Castle.
Dunluce Castle.
Fabulous, very iconic. You'll see it in most of the tourism advertisements. It actually is home to C.S. Lewis. Anybody who's read The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, that's the inspiration for Car Parabel. And for me, it is the most romantic setting in Northern Ireland. More wedding proposals happen here in Dunluce Castle than any other venue in the north. So I'm always warning young girls if they've been taken to Dunluce Castle to get ready for a surprise. Riding is along the coast. That's something that we have been doing now for in the last 5 years. I've been guiding for 8 years, and for 5 years we have started to make our way along the coast, and we now tour from basically Belfast through the Glens of Antrim. We take in all these iconic sites and we end up in Donegal. And I suppose one of the unique things about this is we only do it business to business. So the general public do not have access to our tours. We work with Katie a lot. Katie likes to bring over small groups and family units, multi-generational families. We take great pride in looking after them. Now, we can do that for a full day or a couple of days, or if people prefer, we can just meet you at the sites, like this one at Carrick-a-Reid. Carrick-a-Reid is a rope bridge. The gap there is 67 feet and it's only 98 of a drop to the floor. Don't worry, you'll only do it once. When I say we like to do things exclusively, when the world comes here, folks, they cross the bridge, they meander around a little island, and then they make their way back. When you come with us and you book through Katie, we will get you onto the island, and on that island there's a little cottage. And just imagine this was built in 1755. That bridge was first put there in 1755. The cottage itself, 1784. It was to sustain a fishing industry that emptied out in the year 2002, and the door was closed and it didn't open again until Embrace a Giant spread. Working with the National Trust, we opened the door. We take our guests in and we light a fire and we sit and we tell stories, and we maybe can share a bottle of Bushmills whiskey. And you have these high cliffs about you. The ambience is amazing. We go for a sunset or a sunrise when the world is long gone, left in the sight. It's just the island that you have come to see. It's an amazing place to be. That's the type of tour that we like to do. What makes that very different is the fact that we employ 12 tour guides. We work with lots of local people. Glen Castle is a beautiful building. This, what we saw previously, is the ancestral home of this family. They are the McDonalds of Antrim, and that's the palatial home of Lord Antrim. It's at one end of the Causeway coast in a little village called Glen. Again, thanks to your association with the family, we can get you in there. We can tour around the castle. You can stay overnight. You can wine and dine in style, or you can enjoy falconry on the estate. And then at the other end of the Causeway coastal route, we have another fabulous estate in Katie. It's Dunderav. You've heard me talk about it lots of times. A Charles Lanyon property. Last year we took an incentive award there for 4 days, and they lived like the landed gentry. They thought they were in downtown Abbey, and so did I. It was just amazing to experience a family home with this quality. One of the finest Charles Lanyon properties left in all of Ireland. The people who actually own it own Randocks, and they're very much into horses. In fact, they sponsored the famous Grand National annually in Liverpool. When we have people there, they can ride around the estate on the horses, they can shoot clay pigeons, they can go for walks. Everything that I have talked about is on their doorstep, from Musselton Temple, Dunluce Castle, the Giant's Causeway, Carrick-a-Reid. It's all here. It's a fantastic base, and it's maybe something that you consider if you have high-end clientele. The reason why I do this is very, very simple. I was well taught. I can't claim any credit for what I do. And the man who taught me told me, Mark, there's no secret to this, son. All you have to do is tour guide. And people will not remember every word you said. They'll not remember everything that they have seen, but they will always remember the way you make them feel. And that's the secret. Once you get to know us and know the special race of people that we are, how no matter where you come from in the world, we can make you feel as if you have come home. That's special. That's Ireland. That's Embrace a Giant spread. The people you've seen before me here tonight, James Mccloy and Caroline Wilson, they know how to do this. Katie Daly, she knows how to get people like us to do it for her clientele, and that's what we're here to do. So we're looking forward to seeing you in the very near future. The world is full of good news right now, and we're starting to see light at the end of a dark tunnel. So when the time's right, we'll be here, and so will Northern Ireland. We'll see you soon. Thank you. For me,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mark. And I'm going to end this with a lovely picture here of Mark in the This was taken at the last event we did, which was actually just at the I think it was the 1st of March, Mark, in Florida. So that was just before before things changed. So Mark, thank you so much. Yeah, I know I'm just so looking forward to traveling. I was supposed to go this month, but have changed until, please God, early 2021. So I hope, I'm going to stop the share. I hope everyone has enjoyed the presentation. And if you have any questions at all, you can pop them into the chat. And I see, yeah, there has been some correspondence, but if you have any other questions, you can either raise your hand or unmute yourselves and ask, or you can certainly email me, katie@katiedalesireland.com, and one of us here, if it's not one of the presenters, maybe Aoife in Discover Northern, in Tourism Northern Ireland will be able to help. So thank you all. Before we end, does anybody have any questions?
Hi guys, just wanted to jump in there and say thanks so much to you all for tuning in this evening, and I think that was a really good presentation by Jamesy and Caroline and Mark. I think it gave a really good kind of overview of some of the experiences that we have available in Northern Ireland, and certainly we'd be delighted to share more details with anyone who needs to get those.
Thank you, Aoife. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much, Katie, for putting on this opportunity this evening as well. It's fantastic now to see so many people tuned in.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much. So guys, if that's it, I can send you on the recording so you have it. So there's three wonderful products to share with your clients when we do get to return to Northern Ireland. Thank you to Jamesy, Caroline, Mark. Thank you for your time. Thank you to Jane, my colleague in Ireland. And I wish everybody a really happy and safe holiday season. I hope that you do get to spend some time with your family. I know it'll be a little different for a lot of us, but brighter days ahead for all of us. And thank you so much again, guys. Take care. Thank you.